Each week, American History TV's American Artifacts visits historic places. During the Civil War, Confederate President Jefferson Davis and his family lived in this mansion in Richmond, Virginia. Now referred to as the White House of the Confederacy, the residence was saved from demolition in 1896, and since 1988 has been restored to its wartime appearance.
These two flags are replicas of the first and second national flags of the Confederacy. This is the first national flag, also called the Stars and Bars. This was adopted in March of 1861 as the national flag of the Confederacy. Now that's before the war started. Now, when the war did start, they used this on the battlefield, but that proved to be pretty confusing. On a battlefield with smoke and fire and other confusion, it looked like the U.S. flag. And so after the first big battle of the war at Manassas, Virginia, they stopped using this on the battlefield. However, they kept it as the national flag for almost 2 more years. And in the wake of the failure of this one on the battlefield, they came up with other designs specifically for battlefield use. By May 1863, however, they completely did away with this one, and they came up with this one to replace it. This is the second national flag of the Confederacy. This was created by taking one of the battle flags. This square by itself was the battle flag of the Army of Northern Virginia. And they put this on a field of white, and this became the second, the new national flag of the Confederacy. It's sometimes called the stainless banner. Also no good for a battlefield. It had too much white on it. It could have looked like a truce flag, so they kept it off the field, but kept it as their national flag until March 1865, very late in the war, when they created a third national flag by essentially taking this flag but then putting a red bar down one side of that flag to take away a lot of that white. So that flag was the third national flag of the Confederacy. This is the second national, and this is the first national.
How is it then that the flag everyone thinks of as the Confederate flag is just part of that one?
Right. That has more to do with what's happened since the war. This design, and really more often today we see it in a rectangular design, it just caught on as the emblem of the Confederacy. We can get into speculation as to why. One of them, though, is that this is Robert E. Lee's Army's flag, and Lee's Army was by far the most successful of Confederate armies. It's a striking design, and it certainly achieved the stated goal of being different from this flag and also from the U.S. flag. Now, I mentioned that we usually today see a rectangular design. That actually is the battle flag of the Army of Tennessee or the Confederate Naval Jack. And technically speaking, during the war, the square pattern was the battle flag of the Army of Northern Virginia. Another thing to comment about that is that sometimes that's called the Stars and Bars. That's not correct, at least in terms of what the Confederates, the terminology the Confederates used. The Confederates called this the Stars and Bars.